everybody. This is Dr. Willie Jolley and
this is Dee.
Dee Taylor-Jolley, and we are the authors of the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage, written by Dr. Willie Jolley, best-selling author, Hall of Fame speaker, and author of the book, A Setback is a Setup for a Comeback, and his beautiful bride of 37 years tomorrow. tomorrow, 37 years tomorrow. So, welcome to...
I'm a saint.
Welcome to Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, the broadcast. We're grateful and glad to have you here, and so glad you've joined us. Welcome, welcome, welcome to everybody who's joining us. Whether you're joining us live and in living color right now with us, or whether you are joining us, as we used to say, a Memorex, but whether that some of y'all too young. Whether you're joining us via YouTube or replay or whatever, we're glad you're here. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So first of all, we want to thank all of you who have sent us notes about our anniversary and said a happy anniversary. 37 years tomorrow, June 28th, 1985. She finally said yes. After all the time I was asking her and asking her and asking her, she finally said yes. So we're glad about that. And so I'm glad about that. Are you glad?
Yes, dear.
All right. But you didn't say yes immediately. You kept saying no.
But you know what? We're focused on step parenting.
Oh, we're talking about
and we can go right into it.
I want to talk a little bit about how do you stay married for 37 years and not have an argument in 35 years?
That's because I'm a very cooperative person.
Well, I will give you that, but you want your way too, don't you? Like you're trying to make me rush, and I'm slow.
I want to get to the topic.
But we're celebrating. How do you celebrate lessons?
When I married you, I became a step parent. This is very timely.
All right, so
we did not prepare our daughter for us going out to lunch and coming back.
Yeah, Barry's 37. Thank you. Happy is 37th. Thank you. And 14th for June 14th was 47 for Greg and
wow,
Linda.
that is wonderful.
47. Woo! Y'all are 10 years ahead of us, so y'all must have got married.
What's your secret?
Yeah. What's the secret?
Put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat. All right, let's get going because we got a lot to talk about today. Welcome to everybody who's joining us. So thank you for that. Now, one of the things Dee has already mentioned is when we got married, I had a daughter and I brought to the marriage. And so we became a blended family. And then a year later, not quite a year, we had William came along. And so then we had one that came with me and then one we had together. And, it
was a challenge.
It's been a challenge. It was a challenge.
I said it was a challenge.
It was a challenge. So blended families are one of the things we did not really address a lot about in the book. We did talk about it some, but we really want to do a deep dive. And as many of you know, we're doing a relationship repair series, and that relationship repair series is the fifth part of it is to Wednesday night. Wednesday night.
It's coming up on Wednesday night, and
that
one deals with blending families.
It deals with blended families,
of which we have a lot of practice.
Yeah, we do. And so you can still register for the whole series. You'll get the whole series when you register, and you can go to jolleymarriage.com/events, EVENTS. You can still register, and we recommend you do it today and go get that and be part of the show on blended families on Wednesday night. Okay, let's talk about blended families. What is a blended family? Why don't you start with that? I know you've done the research. I don't have to say it because some people might not know what it is. Thank you, Sherry Elliott. Thank you, Michael Anthony Pope.
Thank
you, Greg. Thank you, all the people who have wished us happy anniversary. 37 years.
I'm not even going to get to that. You were just a fresh young thing. That's
I didn't
all.
say I was a pup.
Okay, so here we go.
All right, here we
blending
go.
Families.
Yep, blending families. There we go.
So our topic is dealing with blended families who don't want to blend. And that's a summary of the challenges that go with when you come.
Oh, I got to read this.
Come to the
Linda says that the secret was everything you talk about in your book. Well, thank you for that. Communication, values, and we were in it to win it and not a try. That's
Amen.
it. We didn't try.
Not trying.
No, right. So a Facebook user, I wonder if that's TEG, that Terrence.
Well, he's in 2 places.
Oh, there you go. There you go. You're up on the undergrad needs a guidebook. Christian needs a good book. Married people need this book. You can call it the workbook to get busy. Thank you, Terrence.
He is so good.
You're awesome. So good. All right, here we go.
So the formal definition of what is a blended family, but I also have some other terms. Okay.
All right.
So blended family is a family unit where one or both parents have children from a previous relationship, and they bring those children with them into the new marriage.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now there are other terms.
All right.
Step family. Reconstituted. I had never heard of that.
I had never heard that.
A reconstituted family. I'm like, what is a reconstituted family? It's like adding water to it to make it full. Reconstituted. You think something is all dried up, and then you add water to it, and it makes it full. I never heard that term before. And then there's a complex family. I don't like that. What a lot of people are using now, I'm starting to hear, is this word bonus family, and the word bonus family, because steps often sounds like there's something negative, but bonus gives the impression there's something that's positive. But the term bonus family itself is from an international nonprofit organization.
Right.
It's an international nonprofit organization who's dedicated to helping families who are coming together with children from one or both spouses come together and combine their families. But here's the thing. The concept of a bonus family does not mean that you have to be married.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I did not know that.
I didn't either. I didn't know either. So step families, bonus families, reconstituted families, complex. That's another one. Complex families. Whatever it is, it's the blending. And most people call it the traditional or the one that's most familiar is blended families. And that you're blending the families, the Brady Bunch. Now that was a television blended family, and everybody got along, and they had it was they weren't at each other's throats, and the kids seemed to like the step parent, and it always the way it works.
Or the bonus. You like step parent, you like bonus parent.
Well, I like bonus. It's a bonus parent is because you might still have your biological parent.
Yes, in most instances
most instances you do, but not always. But you might have that, and then the new person in the mix becomes a bonus, and that's I like that word. That's a positive spin to that.
Yes,
because we talk about you hear there's a term you hear, we don't like it, we don't use it. I've treated like a stepchild, and so hey, Len and Ron Borley, I sandals in the grill in Jamaica. All right, they tuning in from Jamaica. So welcome.
We cannot keep up with them. They are everywhere.
So anyway,
enjoy.
So here's what I want people to understand: that step parenting has over the years had a bad connotation, bad rap. You treat me like a stepchild. You heard that one. We don't ever use that term because she treated both children the same. She was tough on both of them.
But I had to work at it. And when I say I had to work at it, it is honest to say there's a different feeling when you bear your own child versus you acquire one.
Okay.
Not by choice, but more by default.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to marry you and with you and all that.
But you didn't really want to marry me. Let's make this clear. She did not want to marry me.
Let's not dwell
I want to dwell on this for a moment because you brushed by this. Oh, I wanted to marry you. She married me because I got her in a weak moment at lunch, taking her out to lunch, and she finally, after years of saying no, finally said yes. Yes.
Say it was the information thing of getting the.
But she did come, and once we were together,
it was the best decision. Okay, so here we go.
Yeah.
Step parenting is so very common. Or bonus parenting. I
like, but we can say step parenting, bonus parenting.
Okay. It is very prevalent because between 40 and 50%, the most recent research says between 40 or 50% of people will get divorced, right? And they will remarry.
Wow.
So then they're taking the children with them. Now, because there's so much out there that today, of course, we're getting married, young people getting married later between like 25 and 30, the average. But the average length of the marriage.
No. Today, people getting married later, even in the 30s.
Average age between 25 and 30, Willie Jolley. That I read. Okay.
You did the research, but our experience, our son and all his friends
are single. And they're over 30.
They are in their 30s.
Okay. But the average length of the marriage, I said, I have to do some more research on that because it says the average age of the marriage is only 8.5 years. That's terrible.
Wow.
Okay. So then you've matured some, and then you say, oh, now I'm ready to get married again.
Mm-hmm.
So of those who have divorced, the majority of them turn around and get married again.
Yeah.
So therein lies the problem.
Okay.
Because they're coming from different backgrounds.
Right.
And on average, 1,300, that's a ridiculous statistic too. I'm like, what? I had to read that several times. I do have where I got that research from, like from the Census Bureau. But one of them, like, there are 1,300 blended families a day. How is that possible?
Wow.
That people are getting married. So many of the people who are getting married, they're getting married as second marriages.
Now, Terrence says something, fall in love with your non-biological children from the jump. Well, you know what, Terrence?
That's not easy.
Do
you have non-biological children, Terrence? Let's get real. You have non-biological children. And see, the mistake that we made, let's go straight to it. The mistake that we made in hindsight was that our daughter really liked me, spend the summers with me, all that other kind of stuff. But when we got married, it was worlds of difference. But you know what? It was a shock.
To her.
It was a shock to me because I didn't know I was going to go out to lunch and come back married. But it was a shock because we had not prepared her for that we were really even thinking about getting married.
Right.
And from what the research that I've read, it talks about getting everybody involved. Well, we got everybody involved. But we got everybody involved after the fact.
Right. So we had dinner with a couple the other night, Joe and Kim Morgan. And one of the things they said was similar, that they had two kids from each one of them, brought two kids to the marriage. And the kids liked each other. They started going out together, going bowling and things like that. And the kids liked each other. But
they had a family history. When I say family, their families
knew each other. But that's not what I wanted to dwell on. Okay. I wanted to dwell on the fact that the kids knew each other. The kids were friendly and liked each other. And then one day, Joe and Kim were out. They had the marriage license. And they were out doing
because
something.
He had actually proposed to her at a special occasion where his family and her family and the kids were present.
Right. They proposed. And so, but they hadn't set a date. But one day they out and they said, why should we do it today? And they went and got married on the spur of the moment. And then the problem started because they said the kids were not happy that they weren't involved. And so I said, well,
but they got over that a lot easier than just being surprised and having no idea.
Yeah, but here's what they gave a great piece of advice. When you're considering having a blended family, bonus family, you must make sure to communicate everything clearly with the children.
So you're actually dating the whole family.
Right.
Now, in some instances, the individuals will say, well, I don't want to bring anybody into my child's life until I'm absolutely sure. So what does that mean? Does that mean now I'm ready? Now I'm ready to marry them? It takes time. Now here's a
let's
piece of
take
research. I want to say this.
All right, go
The
ahead.
American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry states that the Census Bureau says 1,300 new step families are formed each day.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Well, we was one of them. Okay. So let me give a little insight into our situation. Dee kind of gave it. Good evening, Yvonne from Raleigh, and Michael Anthony Pope, and Lynthia from Jamaica. And so let's see, Greg said, I have a non-biological child and treat him like the rest. He never knew his biological father. Maybe that makes a difference.
Yeah.
I legally adopt him. I think that does make a difference. That's right. I think that does make a difference. And then Terrence, my non-biological children wanted to carry my last name, and that was the most difficult, telling them that would be disrespectful to their biological father. I just treated him with love and understanding. So that's good. So, sometimes it goes very well. But let me give you our story, and then we'll tell you a little more how Dee got to research. And again, we're going to go a deep dive on Wednesday night. Our story is, I had the daughter. She lived with her mother in North Carolina, came with me in the summers. And then Dee and I started dating, and my daughter knew all the women I had been dating over the years, and
she liked all the women.
She liked them all, and that she was cool with them. But Dee said, "I'll take her to Hampton, Virginia," when Dee was down in Hampton, and she can come for the summer or come for the Bible study and things like that.
And that was over the course of a couple of years, right?
Yeah, you did a couple of years. Mm-hmm. So she was down there, and they were like that. They were good. And then I came down on a Thursday night. Friday, we went out to lunch. And while I was at lunch, many of you have heard the story of how I talked her into marrying me and sold her on marrying me when she didn't know what hit her. And I was in my sales mode. And before you knew it, she was married. We went to Justice of Peace. We came back and said, we married. Everything changed.
But she didn't say, oh, no, what is this? But, in hindsight, she didn't say anything.
She didn't say anything. Mm-hmm. And it went south really quick. She felt badly about whatever reason. We can't tell anybody's motivation, but she felt badly about the fact that her father was now marrying somebody.
And not her mother.
Which was not her mom. And so it got really, really, it got real bad. And here's the challenge. And I want to talk about how you deal with it and what I recommend when people come to me and say they have a blended family and it's drama. I have another young man who called me just a couple of weeks ago, and he said it was really bad in his blended family. He had 3 children that came to the marriage. He had none. Well, and 2 of them were teenagers. It was bad. And he said it's just real bad. But here's what I told him, and I learned. I went to my mama, and I read about it in the book. For those who don't know the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. I read about it, but when I didn't know what to do, I went to my mama. I said, I don't know what to do because I got this wife who I love, and I got this daughter who I love, and there's this not working. And mama said, I can't give you advice with specifics because I've never been in that situation. When I married your father, he had no children. I had no children. We had the 2 of you together. So I can't give you a hypothetical because I can't really give you that answer. But here's what I do. Now, folks, here's the answer. Here's the answer. And I tell everybody who's going through it. My mama said, when you don't know what to do, pray for wisdom. Pray for wisdom. Pray for wisdom. Folks, wisdom is to do what you do, to know what to do when you don't know what to do. Come on, somebody. That's what wisdom. And when you ask God for wisdom and he gives you wisdom, you will be given the direction of what to do when you don't know what to do. And it was through that I was able to navigate how to make sure I loved my daughter without making my wife feel less of or less than, and vice versa. And over time, it took time. It took a lot of patience.
The
It took a lot
research
of
says
prayer.
it takes about 2 years, but that didn't work in our case.
Right,
The
right.
the
And
research
somebody
says
just said it's not that easy. That's right.
So the research says, that's why I was like, okay, I always look for the research and then what I've experienced, and as well as the different people that we have talked to.
Well, let's finish
over the
before
course
we
of
go
years.
any further because we're going to run out of time. We only got 9 minutes left. First of all, before I do that, I want to say to Yvonne, their marriage anniversary, 32 years, recently, Thursday, is their marriage anniversary. And many people
Congratulations.
Know, by the way, if you listen to
wisdom from God.
If you listen to my Get Up Morning,
have to seek, yes.
Get Up Morning with
Godly
Erica
wisdom,
Campbell show, or my daily 1-minute messages we send out. Hopefully everybody's on our newsletter and get those 1-minute messages. I've been telling everybody, and Terrence is our best promoter on this. This is a month for June is a month when a lot of people get married. And what we recommend is when you want to give them a gift, give them a gift that will help them stay married. Give them 2 copies. Give them 2 copies, one for each of them of this book to help them stay married. So go to jolleymarriage.com and get 2 copies as a gift to somebody who's newly married. Okay, tell them your story, Dee, about what your perspective and how you had to deal with the blending of the family and when it was
okay. The shortest part, because we want to give people some specific tips.
Okay.
I did not. It was a shock because I figured who wouldn't love me? I'm a former school teacher. I'm excellent at everything I do, housekeeping, all that kind of stuff. I couldn't wait to educate and share all my knowledge and wisdom. It was a shock. So once I got over that, then I dealt with anger. That didn't work. Then I called my mother and asked for wisdom. And I'm just giving you the short of it. Would you want someone who didn't love their child and wanted to do all that they could for their child? So you have a responsibility to be supportive, period. So how did I do that? I managed to be supportive when the love and warmth was not there because I was so annoyed, is that I put the face of William on her and I said, if I went around and William would remarry or have a significant other, how do I want this person to treat my child? And so I have to treat her the way that I would want somebody to treat William. And that's what I did. So sometimes you have to act your way into what you know you should do, even though you don't feel like it. And saying and doing the right thing at first was not easy because I really had to think about it because she was not nice to me and I couldn't figure out why. But eventually over time, when we were able to talk, just really talk, not about, the hair or what are you cooking for dinner, but to actually talk about what's on your mind. She said, my grandmother said, if I loved you, I couldn't love them. Now, I would never have gotten it from her if I had not done the right things, right? And then with that knowledge, how could you not feel bad for the child? That she's put in a position where she's torn between her parent, her mom and her grandmom, these people that she's lived with all her life that obviously they love and she loves them. And this new family over here where, I get to do things. I get to have different kinds of experiences. Not that bad, but I can't really like her because the people that I love who were in my life first said that's not possible. And that's
a mindset. Okay. And that's a mindset. And let me say it is a mindset that they probably got from somewhere. Okay, that people will pass on, that step parenting, that they're going to be mean, they're going to be nasty, that they're going to have to treat you well.
I mean, in their experience, the step parent or the uncle so-and-so who was the boyfriend, something, maybe they weren't nice to them. So that's their experience, and they can only bring to this new environment what they have experienced, and they're closed off to everything else. So that was a very humbling awareness.
But thanks be to God, we worked it out. It took time. And
we did counseling.
And we did family counseling. We highly recommend that as well.
Mm-hmm.
We did family counseling.
Mm-hmm.
And over time, it got better. And now to this day, she says often she'll call you and say,
I have two moms.
I got two moms.
Mm-hmm.
And
but see, here's the other thing. We're not even getting to this. I learned the hard way. I do not believe that the bonus parent has the right to discipline the bonus child.
And we've talked about that. About
and you say now why?
Why? Well, why? Okay, you say now why? Well, why?
Because you earn that right by being there and going through the stages of development, and you don't have any of that history. Okay. And then you add on to that when you try to tell somebody that you did not put the seed there or bear what to do, they are going to say to you, "You're not my parent."
Right.
But I could be supportive of your disciplining.
Right.
And then that was a process because he was a good time dad.
Right.
And I had to work through, okay, there is a bedtime. There's a, so I ended up becoming more of an advisor.
Right.
And that was such a better role. Is that right? Such a better role. That was a much better position to be in, where I could be supportive of his decisions. I don't know why you're doing that.
She turns me on.
So I could be supportive, but I had to learn that he was a disciplinarian, regardless of how he disciplined, which was not like how I did, because I am really the stern disciplinarian.
She's tough.
But he learned how to deal with it. And I was there in his corner being supportive that you're doing the right kinds of things.
And she pushes, we are not the holler scream kind of folk, but Dee is very focused on pushing our children to excellence, educational excellence, positional excellence, value-based excellence. And so
I'm the one that comes up with all the summer programs. So here's what we're going to do. Here are the choices. What do you think? Which one you want to do? Oh, okay. How many books you read this summer? Oh, let's go to the library. Everything. And that's part of the educational experiences that I have from being an educator.
All right, we got a few minutes to get some.
Okay, so what advice do you have? Now, in hindsight, date the children as well.
Date the children as well as the parents.
So we say date your mate all the time?
Date the children as well.
You date them before you marry them. But now it's hindsight.
But you were friends, but we didn't communicate that we were thinking about getting married because we didn't know. Okay, you didn't know you were going to get married. I wanted to get married, but we hadn't talked through that. So that was shocking for her. So we understand that now in retrospect.
Yeah, we do. We do.
All right, what next?
Okay, I would say to talk to the children when you're dating them.
Yeah.
When you think you want to get married, say, what do you think about it?
Get their opinion. Get their buy-in. Ask the questions. Talk to them. Get their involvement. Okay, great.
Okay, get all of the families together. Now that can be kind of touchy, but I think that's necessary.
Right.
And we did that.
Because you're marrying a family. We say that over and over. You're marrying not just the person.
You're going to say, when I have had the opportunity to present to groups, and you have sometimes the women, mostly I'm speaking of women's groups, and they'll say, well, I'm not feeling the rest of the family, and they're not invited to. That's a mistake.
That's a big mistake.
Because you have married everybody.
You married the family.
Now, how to manage that marriage of cousin so-and-so and the ex-wife and the ex-husband. You two as a core family agree as to what it looks like.
Right. That's right.
And how intrusive you're going to allow them to be. Like when LaToya finished high school, and that was like, oh my God, that was a major thing. her mom.
His whole family
Her
came.
mom came. Who
Grandma.
else? Grandma.
They all came. But
And
this
they
time,
stayed here.
they stayed with us.
They stayed here.
We stayed with us. So it was everybody. It was a whole darn family. They all came and we opened up our house and said, "You're welcome." And it was a great experience. It was a great event. So by this time we had smelled it, blended, and we were doing good.
Mhm.
So
And then you need to have time so that each child or the children can spend time with their biological parents.
that's right.
And I think my nephew is really very good with that.
Yes,
Sam.
Sam. That's right. He's doing
Mhm.
it. So he has two biological, and one adopted daughter.
So he
A
has
bonus.
a 3 and a 5-year-old, and then a 10-year-old bonus.
That's right.
And then they prepare their summers so that the bonus daughter gets to spend time with her family wherever they are, New Jersey,
New
someplace.
York.
And then the 2 younger ones come spend time with my brother and my sister-in-law. So they actually work it out. So you gotta talk about everything.
Okay, our time is up.
And
folks.
they're very pleasant
To each other. That's right. And treat the bonus child, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, treat her just like the rest of everybody else.
In
And we
terms
do
of
that.
activities,
That's
in
right.
terms of summer programs.
Well, no,
what they put them
the
in.
summer program she might be with her dad, but
Yeah,
when
but
she's
when
come,
they're with
right, but when
everybody's together, my brother.
everybody's the same.
Right.
So look, and Terrence just said his bonus dad was just great, and so many people know that if you can hang in there, keep the faith, and be prayerful, and that's what I want. I thank you, Yvonne, for sure
The
concurring with that.
communication.
Be communicative.
What is that common thread that breaks up everything?
Communication. Be communication wise. Talk to the children, date the children, and then pray.
Amen.
Woo, we got to go. Hey, look, remember you can get the last part of this relationship repair series. You can join in, register right now. JolleyMarriage.com/events for Wednesday night, 7:00. JolleyMarriage.com/events. If you're watching this on a replay, you can still get the whole 5-part series and get a bonus session as part of that. And if you don't have the book, get the book. Make love, make money, make it last. The broadcast is a part of the factory. Came from this book. And thank you, Terrence, for saying everybody needs this book. I really appreciate that. And Terrence has been telling folks. Well, we got to go. God bless you. Thank you. Our anniversary is tomorrow. We will. Everybody shut that up.
No surprises. I don't want to spend any money. Here, did you hear what I said?
Shut that up. Who
I don't
talked
wanna
about money? We ain't got to spend no money. I don't need money. I got some other stuff in mind. See y'all. Love y'all. Have a great day. See y'all soon. This is Dr. Willie Jolley.
And this is Taylor-Jolley.
Jolley out.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.